Told you. What's going on, everybody? Javi Lopez here, KL3 Athletics. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your comments down below and what your thoughts and all these things are. Told you. Called it. Told you. Valkyries were going to take them, and that was just going to be that. The Fever do not have the drive that they need to win to beat good teams. They don't got it. They don't got it. They don't know how to play together. Every once in a while they do, but majority of the time they don't. Stephanie White's not a good enough coach for it. She doesn't know how to push them over where they need to be. She can't adjust on the fly. Nothing. It's just not. They're in the middle. They're in like the middle. Like they can't beat the good teams, but they demolish the bad teams. They're the team in the middle, and that's where they're going to be. That's just how it is. And especially against the Valkyries, I told you the Valkyries would come out aggressive. And what did they do? They came out aggressive. They started from tip-off, and they were just running the game. Just running it. Run that score up. Defense was wild, like we knew it would be, right? Number one defense in the league against number one offense. The only problem with that is number one offense doesn't know how to work together. Doesn't know how to be coached right. Don't know how to... It is what it is. Anyway, yeah, so there's a couple things I want to get to here. So let's go ahead and let's start with the obvious one first, right? Everyone knows this one. So let's go ahead and just come down here. We've all seen this one. Let's go ahead and... Right, Caitlin's driving in.
And then had the conversation.
Let's go ahead and do that again. Hand out. Little push off. That's definitely a foul. Right. Now, here's what's going to be talked about for a while, right? Let's go ahead and mute that down. This is the play following that. Boom, goes out of bounds or foul, whatever it was, and boom, here we go, Caitlin having it. Oh, you see them words fly. Right, you see. Okay. We got that. Now, before I go all ballistic on Caitlin, or before anyone goes ballistic on Caitlin for losing her mind, right? Because everyone's like, oh, Caitlin loses her mind on the rest, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, sure, but everybody does, right? A lot of these players in the league, they all do the same thing. The only difference is Caitlin's the only one anybody ever really cares about, right? No one else in the league is watched like Caitlin is. Like, sure, the other players going crazy, no one cares. Olivia Miles goes nuts. Sky Diggins goes nuts. They all go crazy. But they only care about if Caitlin does, because she's the one who has the light on her. None of these other players do. So yeah, she's gonna get the attention of it. So whatever. Now, I'm not saying like, yeah, you should have crashed out like that. You're a professional athlete, you probably shouldn't. However, I understand why. Have you ever had someone just like picking on you a lot, and then you finally just snap because you've had enough? That seemed to me like that's what happened. Like she just finally had enough of it. Like you're not calling things, you're letting things get away, and it's been going on for 3 years, And yeah, she chirps back and forth during the games, but that's also part of the basketball game, whatever. And I think that one she just had it. She just snapped. And I'm over all your BS. Call the game right. You guys suck. We all know the refs suck. I think she just finally got pushed over the edge, just had enough of it. And that was that frustration there finally coming out. And like I'm gonna let it be heard because I'm always getting fouled. You guys don't call nothing. I've gotten injured. I was out most of last season. We just heard Asia Wilson come out and say, "Yeah, you target the white players." And you guys, everyone's heard that. There's no way no one has not heard that, right? And they still let it go on. So yeah, I'm sure there's a whole lot of these emotions that are coming in. Like I've had enough of this. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to say something. So I don't blame her for finally losing it. I've been in situations too where I've done the same thing. You're calm for the most part, you're professional for the most part, and then there's always just that one thing where you finally have enough and you snap, right? Some people snap in different ways. And yeah, who knows, right? There's you can tell frustration with the team, all the drama that's going on with Stephanie White, Kelsey Mitchell, or Kelsey Wannabe Mitchell, or whatever you want to call her. Ball hog Mitchell, who knows? Whatever. So, none of us are in that. None of us are in that, like, locker room, the circle group, whatever you want to call it. So, no one really, really knows. We go off what they say and off their body language, everything that they say and how they act and what they do say. You know they're all lying, right? Caitlin's not going to come out and say, yeah, they're horrible. You're professional. Most professional athletes speak the same way. You always talk professional about your organization, your coach, because they're your coaches, they're your teammates. You always have each other's back, right? So will we ever hear her say that she didn't like being there? No, of course not. Even if she does leave to another team, she will still never say, yeah, I hate Stephanie White. Yeah, there was tons of issues. No, it'll never be that. It'll never be that. Because you have them as individual people, right? They're individual people, and I'm sure they all love each other in that way, right? As like you do like your friend, right? As a person, you're good friends. And there's nothing wrong with that. As a teammate and a coach, it just doesn't work. So I don't think she'll come out and trash them because I believe she is friends with all of them. And there's no reason to not be. I don't think any of them are bad people at all. I think they're all very good people. They just don't work together. So why would you trash them just because you guys didn't work together? I don't see any reason for her to come out and be like, you're trash after she left. And like, it wasn't, whatever the case is, right? Whatever a lot of these people want her to say. I think that they get along great. They're all really good friends. And you're just not going to trash them. Right? Like I have friends that I'm cool with, but we don't do some of the same things together. But I'm not going to trash my friend because he doesn't do the same thing I do. Or she doesn't do the same thing I do. You kind of get what I'm saying here? That's kind of what how I think she looks at it. So she'll always talk professional about him. And I think all the Fever organization players, if they all left, they would all still talk the same about each other because of that friendship. Not team. They'll always talk great about each other no matter what. We put it that way. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing here. Let me switch this over. We'll start here. Guess I should move my thing out of the way so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Bam. Guess what? Let me just move me somewhere. Where am I moving me to? Oh, it's come down though. All right. All right. Let's start here. Mo Billings, 26 minutes, 4 points. I don't know where you were at tonight, Mo. 1 for 5. Well, none of the Fever shot well. None of them. I think Sophie did. And that was about it. But no one seemed to do good at all tonight. It was horrible. As I expected it to be, which is why I said the Valkyries can come out aggressive, and you got to either be aggressive or you're going to get eaten up. And that's kind of what happened. Boston, 25 minutes, 15 points, 6 of 11. You still played like trash too. 7 rebounds, 1 assist. Let's see here. Oh, it's rebounds. 4 fouls. See, they were going to get you. I said it. You cannot. She's always in foul trouble, especially with the Valkyries, because they're very aggressive. Everyone knows if you take Aaliyah Boston out, this team is nothing. Right? Even when now she was in, she was still nothing, really. +1, hardly. Kelsey Mitchell, 35 minutes, 20 points, 7 of 16. 4 assists. Wow, she's moving on up. Turnovers, 4 fouls, -5. I don't care about the plus minus thing. They all equally sucked tonight. Kelsey Mitchell, 7 of 16. She was cold there for a while. The first half was horrible. Like you can see it right here up top. First quarter, Golden State 20, Indy 18, 20, and 12. Nothing was falling. After the first quarter and the second, I was like, it's over already. It's already over. That's it. I'm just going to watch the rest of it just for, why not? Nothing else is on. Lexi Hole. I'm sorry, Lexi. I don't know what happened to you. 22 minutes, 2 points, 1 for 4. 1 rebound. Nothing. Lexi, I think it's time you sit the bench. Right. It's clear you don't deserve to be in the starting spot. At all. Sophie needs to come back in and you need to sit and you need to re-earn your position because you are, I don't know if you're going through a slump or if you're injured and you're not saying nothing, but you suck. You straight suck right now. And I love you as a person, but as a player, you just suck at the moment. Caitlin Clark, 26 minutes, 13 points, 14, 1 of 8. 6 turnovers. And what I was saying last time, anytime you're the point guard, you always have the most turnovers. Like Clark has 6, Mitchell has 4. And that's just kind of how it is. Like the point guards usually always have the most turnovers because you're trying to make plays. And I don't think a lot of people actually see that. They just kind of see the numbers and like, oh, you had this many. And it's like, yeah, but now if it was like outrageous amounts, and yeah, it's a whole different story, but whatever. Oh, I'm sorry. 4 turnovers. I'll look at the wrong one here. 4 and 2. Still, regardless. See, how Boston had 3 turnovers. That's a whole different story because she doesn't run the game. Or she shouldn't. I know we all know Stephanie White tries to get to where she does run the game, which makes 0 sense, but whatever. That's beyond the point. Timpson. I like the way Timpson did that. She was out there being athletic. Right, 19 minutes, 6 points, 3 of 4, 5 rebounds. Yeah, I just liked her presence on the court tonight. It looked great. Did I say field earlier? I meant court. Van Sluten, don't care. Sophie, see, 27 minutes, 10 points, 3 of 7, 2 of 4 from 3. 2. See, so this is where Lexi, right? Lexi 22 minutes, Sophie 27. 2 points to 10. And then we've got rebounds. We have Lexi Hall 1, Sophie 2, Steals for Sophie's at 4. Lexi is at 0. You got to sit the bench, Lex. You got to just suck it up and give it up. Right. Work on your game or whatever it is you got to do. You got to figure something out. Ty Harris, 19 minutes, 5 points. Yeah, they messed up with you. You have a good game here, and then that's it. Raven Johnson, so much hype about you in the beginning. There's all kinds of stuff going on, and talks of this and talks of that. And last couple games, you've been zeros across the board, 1 to 2 minutes. So I don't know what to say there. Everyone knew you were too small for the league. Not really for the league, but for this team. The way that it should have been built anyway. Now, my idea is that they were looking ahead and they didn't want to deal with Caitlin. They want to get rid of her. That's why I think they're doing a lot more with Mitchell. And they got Ty Harris and Raven Johnson. So that way they have Johnson, Mitchell, and Ty Harris as their point guards and get rid of Caitlin. Right. That's how that system's going to work, because these ones, it doesn't work with all this. It just doesn't. It's too cluttered. It doesn't work. Same with the coaching. Golden State, they just tore everybody up. Right. Let's see. Kayla Thornton, 31 minutes, 11 points, 8 rebounds. Anyway, we know what they did. They tore them up, right? Let's see what the actual finals were. The rebounds for the team here was 30 to 26. Actually, not too bad. I expected that to be a lot worse. Where is the 40% to 52? Yep. Well, they just ran you guys out. They just straight ran you guys off the court, which, again, I said was going to happen. I knew it. This team, like I said, they have all the talent in the world, but they don't know how to work together. The coach don't know how to coach them together. They don't know how to pull them together. They don't know the differences of you're this one, you're that one. You're this one and you're that one. They don't get it. They just don't get it. And on top of that, they all shot extremely, extremely horrible. And I know a lot of people are going to come out and say, well, Caitlin should, they didn't run plays for Caitlin. She didn't have any good shots and this and that, yada, 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 yada. And to an extent, sure, I guess, maybe. But you're also in the pro, like you need to be able to make these shots. And she has made these type of shots before. I mean, we see other players that make harder shots. You can't have everything spoon-fed to you. You can't be completely wide open. And there was completely wide open shots she had and still missed, right? You just got to be able to make plays. And we know she can make plays. It's just an off night. You know, it happens. You're going to be off. Now, the chances of everybody being off on the same day, that sucks. But hey, it is what it is. The Valkyries ruffled them feathers up. I knew they were going to. That's what I said in the video before. If you don't believe me, go back and watch that one. I said they have their number. I think the Fever only beat them once. I think, right? That's the whole Tiffany Hayes and Caitlin Clark fiasco. But I don't know. The team where it's at now, they can be good if you get rid of the coach and the coaching staff in the front office and get a coach that knows how to put them all together. But it's not going to happen, and we all know it's not going to happen. So, yeah. Another one saying you got to get either rid of Caitlin or you got to get rid of Kelsey. Realistically, Caitlin should leave because you still have Stephanie White that doesn't know how to play in the new system of basketball. So just let Stephanie have the team. Sophie and Caitlin go together somewhere and just leave it. Let the Fever do a thing like they've been doing before you got there and watch them crumble again. Just let them do this. Just let them do that. And then Sophie and Caitlyn rebuild. And it's going to be, like, I've seen this coming. If for whatever reason, Caitlin Clark goes to the Sparks, and let's say that the Fever have some sort of miraculous run again like they did last year, they're going to come out and say, see, they made this far because Caitlin wasn't on it. And then Caitlin's going to go to a team like the Sparks that's not really that great. And be like, see, they didn't go there. And that's where she went, and they didn't go. She couldn't carry them. That's not how it works. So, I mean, I'm not really too worried because the Fever aren't good. They don't know how to work. They're great, but they don't know how to work together, so they're not really a team most days. So I don't think they'll go that far anyway. Will they make the playoffs? I'm sure. They'll get kicked out in the first round easily, and when Kayla and Sophie go somewhere else, will they make the playoffs? No, I doubt it. If they got traded like right now at this instant, then there's a chance that, yeah, they possibly could, because there's still half a season left, I believe, right? Something like that. Maybe a little less. Anyways, it's still possible, but that's not going to happen. But that's what the narrative, that's what everybody will say is like, oh, see, the Fever made it this far without her. She was the issue. That's the problem, blah, blah, blah. And whatever. And I guess we'll just see. If Caitlin Clark leaves this season, or leaves this team either at the end of the season or at the end of in the middle of the season, or whenever the trade deadline is, or whatever it is, we'll have to judge the play starting next season. How did the Fever do without her and with just Kelsey and the rest of the team or whatever? And how does Caitlin do with that new team? That's how you have to judge it. And everyone's going to start judging it by the time, once she leaves, that's when they're going to start judging things. And it doesn't really work that way. I know most of you out there that have this hate narrative would really like to think of it that way, but it's really not. And that's fine. You know, you like some players, you don't like some players. It's not a big deal. I don't like a lot of players, but I'm not going to be like, I hate you and try to bag you just because I don't like you. Whatever. Just not my player. But anyways, that's my thing tonight. I don't have much else. Well, I had a lot to say, actually, I guess, 22 minutes. But other than that, yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification thingy or whatever it is. And let me know what you think down below. I mean, it's just, what do you guys think is going to happen? Is she going to leave? We know Kelsey's not going to leave. We know Stephanie's not going to leave. Who leaves and where to? Let me know. Peace.